place, and when he got back to the guild, he saw that she had left him a load of gold coins heavier than all the loads she used to take. However, the guild master came up to him and said that he was surprised there was someone who could ever clean up that house, so he asked Ryoma how he managed to do it. When Ryoma revealed that he used the power of his magical slimes, the master told him that there was something else that needed to be cleaned. But Ryoma already knew that it was the community's toilet. Hearing that he'd already known about it, the master went on to reveal that the government stopped funding the people's sanitation after they began going bankrupt, so the toilet was completely destroyed before long since no one wanted to work without pay. Remembering how he was exploited as well in his previous life, Ryoma wanted to help by cleaning it with his powers, but he also wanted to ask Reinhardt's family if they would help him out. At their house, Ryoma told them about how the government had been cutting funding, but this was the first time Reinhardt's ever heard of it, so he told his butler to investigate the corruption in this city. The following morning, Ryoma got to the 30 community toilet pits and summoned all of his cleaning slimes. From his item box, he took out all of his cleaning clothes and had a slime cover his face from the odors. After opening the door, all the scavenger slimes started rushing in, and after a few hours of eating all the bullshit, Ryoma washed the place using his magical powers and sanitized it by boiling the room. After a couple of hours, he realized it was going to take a few days to clean all 29 structures, but the scavenger slimes began splitting to double their count. However, after looking at their status, Ryoma saw that they learned the poison resistance skill, and realized that there was poison building up inside of the toilets this entire time. As soon as he got back to the guild, he saw that Reinhardt and the others were already telling him about the corruption, but Ryoma told them that there had been poison building up in the toilets this entire time. And even though he tried telling them that he cleaned all of it off, Elise and Ilaria told him that they didn't care about that, because they only cared about him feeling well. This was the first time he felt someone worrying about him, but the guild master realized that this poison could slowly end his life if he's not careful with it. However, Ryoma decided to show them his status window, revealing that he had hundreds of skills that made it nearly impossible for him to die, and would even regenerate his health if he was exposed to miasma without the slime's protection. Seeing how overpowered he was, Ilaria's grandpa told him that they'll trust him to stay safe while he cleans up the toilets. A few hours later, Ryoma was ready to clean up the pits once again, but this time, he combined the new 1000 slimes that split into a king scavenger slime, allowing him to use the gluttony skill that finished the job in just an hour instead of 3. After a few more hours of cleaning the toilets, the Duke's family were worried about Ryoma, so they brought him food and drinks since he wasn't going to come home. When the nighttime approached, the adventurers wondered why he was still working even through the night. But Ryoma was determined to help the community as soon as he could, so he kept going since they were halfway done. After consuming all the delicious crap, there were now 3033 scavenger slimes, so he split them up into 3 different king slimes to increase his speed. On the 3rd day of cleaning all the bathrooms, he was finally done, but all the adventurers were worried about his health. Mia ran up to hug him, and Ryoma wondered why he was always suffocating in plot. At the Adventurers Guild, the master told him that he will be getting a big payday for all his work, but all he cared about was not seeing his ugly ass face anymore. When he got to his home, he realized that it was already morning, and remembered all the sleepless nights where he would get home from work in the morning, and every single time, his mother would stay up to greet him when he got home. All of that changed when his mother died, and even though he was supposed to be sad, no tears ever came out. Instead, he only felt a big hole in his heart when he got inside his empty home after work. And even though it was lonely at first, it started being normal as he realized that he can't get back what he lost. As he opened the door, he saw how all of them were waiting for him, and when Ilaria asked him what was wrong, tears started flowing down his face. They wondered if he was sick, but he told them that he was just remembering something from the past.